What is going on, YouTube? I'm back. I'm your host, Jay Burnin, and today we got to talk about Tay Keith, who passed away yesterday at the age of 29. Now, super producer, rap producer, Tay Keith passed away yesterday at the age of 29. He was found in his Memphis home. I think cops are doing like a wellness check. Now, these rumors were circulating online for about 40 minutes before it was confirmed that he died. And cops are saying there was no foul play involved, which rules out homicide. It being Memphis, my first thought was homicide, because Memphis is a very violent place, the most violent city in America, depending on the year. But with the homicide being ruled out, I'm starting to think it was a drug overdose. Maybe there was some fentanyl in his pills, which seems to happen very often, which has happened to several people that I know. Coincidentally at the age of 29. And I gotta say, 29 is still young. You guys in your 20s watching this, I just want to let you know that 29 is still young. If your homie passes away at 29, his life was a blur. He didn't even get a chance to really start their journey, you know? I've had like 3 or 4 friends die around that age, and their life was just like a blur, basically. Don't let people fool you. 29 is still pretty young. I just turned 30. You can call me old at 30, but I feel like this life shit is still starting for some people. So like a 20-year-old to me is still basically a kid. But Tay Keith did a million amazing things throughout his life. Produced so many bangers for like Drake and Block Boy JB, just anybody in the industry, you know? Sexy Red, he basically created Sexy Red. That Pound Town song was a Tay Keith beat. And that song created her whole career, basically. I think If You Want It Too, that was like her latest song. She made that beat too. So not only was he making beats for all your favorite rappers, but he created some rappers in a way. So RIP to Tay Keith, man. Still in his prime. Still had a lot of gas left in the tank. You know, it just sucks. Cherish people while they're still here. If you think 30 years old, then just know that 29, you haven't even really started living life yet. So, I don't know, bro. Just one way to look at things. And in other news, we got YG drops his album and he addresses the whole Drakeo The Ruler murder situation. Now, YG starts the song by saying that he was paid $600 to be at the event, so why would he mess it up and throw all that away? Which I call cap. Who would pay $600,000 for YG to be anywhere? Not many rappers are making $600,000. You know who's making like $600,000? Playboy Cardi to headline Rolling Loud probably gets paid like $600,000, maybe $1 million on a good year. You know, maybe somebody like Future would get paid like $600,000 to headline like Rolling Loud. And $600,000 is probably a very good check for Future. You know, he probably wouldn't turn that down. Somebody like Travis Scott probably gets paid like $600,000 to headline an event. And YG is not at the same level as Future or Travis Scott. But yeah, bro, I doubt YG was paid $600,000 to be at this event. And then YG continues the song by saying that there was all this chatter going around in the background saying somebody got hit with a knife, which is how Drakeo The Ruler died, was getting stabbed with a knife. Then YG continues by saying he heard rumors that YG paid for the hit. And then YG also says that I wasn't even thinking about Drakeo at the time. Slim 400 just passed away, which is true. Slim 400 died like within a month before Drakeo died. So, you know, I can believe that. I can believe, oh yeah, I'm not even thinking about that guy. I just lost my friend from Inglewood, who was in Inglewood at that time of his passing. And then I think he talks about the whole Ingleweird situation where Drakeo dissed the whole entire city of Inglewood. YG's like, I'm not even going to take that as an aim towards me, when he was dissing somebody else in that song. I can't think of any other rapper from Inglewood he would be beefing with. I know YG isn't from Inglewood. He does state in the song that at some point in his life he did live in Inglewood, but we all know YG is notoriously from Compton. So yeah, you can't really put those two together. Inglewood family isn't YG's gang, even though I think there's plenty of evidence and records to prove that YG is cool with Inglewood family. But I don't know who else Drakeo could have dissed from Inglewood. Was he dissing like AZ Chike? Is AZ Chike from Inglewood? Comment down below on that one. And speaking of AZ Chike, I heard he just dropped a new song with Hit Boy. I heard it's pretty good, but I haven't checked it out yet, so I'm definitely gonna check that one out. And as far as YG goes, he's saying that anybody that talks about this situation is a rat. And this conversation was brought up recently again because of Poetic Flacco, and I think Munchie B got drunk on a live stream one time and just started. I don't know. He said something about Drakeo The Ruler's killers. He's like, I know Draco's killer. I know who did it. I know this and that. I think that's what Munchie B was saying.
Hold on. You do know I did. I said Drakeo and his brother worked there on Friday. You know, on there every Tuesday, right? Shut your dumb ass up, bro. You sound, hey, bro. Hey, Drakeo is dead, bro. Hey, bro. The nigga that killed Drakeo, I passed the bottle back and forth to him all the time. What are we talking about?
And that just led down a whole rabbit hole where freaking Poetic Flacco basically just started snitching on who killed Drakeo. But as far as his YG album goes, it's okay. There's like 5 good songs on there. The other 9 are kind of mid. I feel like he's trying to tell a story with some of these songs, but then he just loses me at some point throughout the song. There's songs where he's trying to sound like Cocaine, basically trying to be a clone of like Cocaine, the music of that era. And I don't know, then there's this like Tiffany song, I think it's called. Like in the middle of the song, he just talks about a like, oh, I'm a trans woman. Like, what? That just left me wide-eyed. And then the second half of the song, he just like completely loses me, fails to keep my attention. Just the song is just all over the place. There's like, it makes no sense at all. Just a horrible song and just a weird subject matter for a guy like YG to be talking about. So yeah, the album has some good moments. The Whisper song with Tyler the Creator, that was like a yin yang twin type of song. That one was pretty good. But other than that, I feel like the second half of this album is just like completely forgettable, boring, no aim of direction. The first half is good, and then the second half is just trash. And in other news, Kanye was supposed to drop his Bully Deluxe album at midnight, which did not drop, which is an absolute surprise to nobody. Nobody is surprised by this. I'd be more surprised if he did drop on time. So we can still expect Bully Deluxe. What's it gonna have on it? I'm not sure. Probably like a Lauryn Hill feature. I'm hearing an Ice Spice feature. Nothing insane, you know. Probably heard these songs already if you're a real Kanye fan. If you've been to his concerts or seen him perform live or recently, you've probably heard some of these songs already. Except the Ice Spice one. I haven't heard the Ice Spice one, but it's not gonna change my life, you know. And in other news, final news, sneaker news, we got the Jordan 5s dropping tomorrow. What is it? The black UNC colorway? I think those drop tomorrow. Those are going to be a problem. I'll probably make another video on that. If that release goes anything like the Metallic 5 drop. Those Metallic 5s had people going crazy. So did those Wuff Grays. So expect the same energy for these black UNC 5s. It's literally just a Metallic 5 with a little bit of blue on it. So I know that the streets are going to go nuts for these. Hopefully we get some good content, you know. I want to see people camping out for these at midnight. I want to see the camp outs. I want to see people running. I want to see crowds, you know. Maybe a fight or two. Can't remember the last time we had a shoe with that kind of energy. The last time we got anything like that was that Swatch AP collab, which those watches are just stupid, bro. If you camped out for days and fought people and got pepper sprayed for that little watch, knowing it was going to be a pocket watch, bro, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, bro. You need to do something else with your life. But hey, if you line up at 6 a.m., you know, for this black UNC colorway, bro, I totally get it. I understand why people would do that. So, I don't know. We'll see. if I make a video on that tomorrow, depending how crazy the drop gets. But yeah, there you have it, bro. R.I.P. Tay Keith. YG album kind of mid, and then the Black UNC 5's coming out tomorrow. So I'll catch you guys next time. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Help the algorithm push us. And I'll see you guys next time.